Hello there! Yes, you! My name's Charlie and I'm here to tell you a story from the Mr. Men Little Miss Discover You series. Now these books are all about feelings and emotions which we all have. And this particular story is about both you and I, well, everyone really, because it's about feeling confident being yourself. And it just so happens the name of this story is Be Yourself. Are you ready? This is a story about confidence. Mr. Funny can pull the silliest of faces, and he loves making people laugh because he has the confidence to be himself. Are you confident? Being confident isn't about being the loudest or funniest person in the room. It's about believing in yourself. Mr. Funny feels liked and accepted for who he is, and that makes him feel confident. Did you know Mr. Funny lives in a teapot and drives a car that looks like a shoe? Isn't that funny? Mr. Funny doesn't worry about how he might be different to other people. He loves being himself, and people love him for it too. Sometimes it can be hard to feel confident being yourself. You might blush like Little Miss Shy when you meet new people, or you might feel unsure of yourself like Mr. Nobody. Mr. Nobody? Oh, there he is. Though as Mr. Nobody learned, everybody is a somebody. It's just about discovering and appreciating who we are and then having the confidence to share that with others. Now, Mr. Quiet likes the quiet life. He even chose to work in a library, as you have to be really quiet there. Sorry. But not everyone is able to be quiet in the library. Are you able to be quiet when you need to be? People like Little Miss Naughty find it very difficult to be quiet when they're asked to be. It's just far too tempting to make a noise. Little Miss Naughty blew a huge raspberry. Shh, said Mr. Quiet very quietly. But Mr. Quiet's shh was so quiet it couldn't be heard over Little Miss Naughty's. Have you ever tried to speak out only to find that your voice isn't heard? Mr. Quiet didn't have the confidence to ask Little Miss Naughty to be less noisy, so instead he quietly sighed and waited for her to leave the library, which Little Miss Naughty did rather loudly. Now, Mr. Funny was also in the library that day, and can you guess what kind of books he borrowed? That's right, joke books, because Mr. Funny loves to laugh. But Mr. Funny is also very good at bringing out the best in his friends. Good morning, Mr. Quiet, he said cheerfully. How are you today? Hello, Mr. Funny. I'm sorry about the noise, said Mr. Quiet sadly. I wish I was as confident as Little Miss Naughty and didn't find it so hard to speak up. Oh, Mr. Quiet, said Mr. Funny. What makes you think that Little Miss Naughty is more confident than you? When we feel unsure about something, we can find it really hard to know how to behave. Or like Little Miss Naughty, maybe we don't behave as we should. Don't be so hard on yourself, said Mr. Funny. You have an amazing library which people love to visit. I mean, look at the smile it's put on my face. With which, Mr. Funny pulled quite the silliest face Mr. Quiet had ever seen. That's very funny, laughed Mr. Quiet. Well, I was just thinking about how much fun your library events are, replied Mr. Funny. Do you have any plans for more? Oh, that's a great idea, said Mr. Quiet. We could hold an afternoon of stories and laughter in the library, and you could be part of it. And so it was decided there would be a Happy Land, Happy Library event, and Mr. Quiet set to work organising it. He asked his friend Little Miss Shy to design the posters, and Mr. Nobody to spread the word. Everybody knows Mr. Nobody is somebody to listen to now. On the day of the event, there was lots of friends at the library ready to enjoy Mr. Quiet's stories and Mr. Funny's jokes. Little Miss Naughty was right at the very front. Little Miss Naughty, the story's about to start, come on! But Mr. Quiet was such a good storyteller that there were no to be heard. In fact, Little Miss Naughty didn't say a word. Until the end of story time, when she let out a huge cheer. Hooray! There was lots of cheering and laughter as Mr. Funny told jokes and pulled silly faces. Little Miss Naughty wanted to join in too, and by cheekily squirting everyone with water, she became part of the fun. Everybody loved it and had a great time, especially Mr. Quiet, who realised he was far more capable and confident than he thought he was. Have you ever done something that's made you feel really proud of yourself? Thanks for suggesting I organise this event, Mr. Funny, said Mr. Quiet happily. Look at what fun we had, smiled Mr. Funny. I just hope you have more belief in yourself now. You made it all happen. Yes, I feel very proud of what I've achieved and much more confident about who I am, replied Mr. Quiet. I even have a joke to make you laugh. What's a librarian's favourite vegetable? Quiet peas! Never mind. Which is exactly what Mr. Quiet will say to Little Miss Naughty next time. Oh, hang on. What was that? Oh, sorry. I can't hear you. They're quiet peas. What an uplifting story. I hope it's inspired you to realise how brilliant you really are. It's definitely reminded me of how important it is to be myself. And I hope you'll all join me for another Discover You story soon. Bye-bye!